It's like, that was.
Call the meeting to order. Please join me with the pledge. The pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Marcy, could I have a roll call, please?
Sure, Brian,
Here.
Lexi, here, Justin,
Here.
John, here, Jeff.
Here. Perfect, thank you. I will need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second. Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. We'll now open it up for citizen comment regarding anything on the agenda for this evening. But online, Marcy.
Thing went away. Nope, right. So it's just
Go ahead and close citizen comment at this time then. And I will need a motion to approve the consent agenda if there are no questions.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda. I'll second. Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. Move on to Parks and Rec monthly report. Stacy.
Do you guys have any questions on my initial report? Just everything's been super busy downstairs getting ready for baseball and softball season to start, day camp, rolling, registration has been crazy. All good things, trying to get some of those projects done. Nothing else on that. I did the two attachments. I have the utilization summary that I always have, just kind of comparing numbers. It's kind of weird numbers this month in terms of usage and daily pass revenue is down, but our membership total is up. So it's kind of like a weird duck, or I don't know if we're getting everyone to sign in or what's going on, but our memberships are still a good number. And then the other attachment, I wanted to start just putting kind of more of the top table that's on there, just kind of to show where PCC is on a monthly basis, just kind of where we look with revenues, where we look at expenses, and where kind of our final numbers at in terms of profit loss as we go throughout the year. So this is the first month I've had it on there, but it's going to be a staple moving forward unless I just feel like it'd be helpful just to kind of see where we're at. I don't know if you guys have any questions on that.
The Kelly Oaks Pavilion, did Martin Garner, did they give you any a guess of how far? I mean, how much more?
No, so
It's gonna cost them what we were guessing.
Yeah, so I reached out to see for next week whether or not they're gonna be able to attend and when the numbers and stuff, and they are not gonna be able to attend next week's park meeting. But he did tell me at that point, he was working on finalizing numbers, to get to us. So he was going to, I told him to let me know when he gets those, so we can have a discussion for the meeting on Tuesday. So I will for sure have an answer by then. I don't have one right now on how it looks.
Okay. I still have the playground equipment
Yeah.
installed.
The porta
That's what
place
it
is still slated for the day after Easter to come. So hopefully that weather cooperates and we're able to get that piece open as well.
How'd your magic show go?
Awesome. So obviously it was kind of a last minute thing. When we finally kind of settled on everything. But it's just a group of magicians from the, I'd say, tri-state area, they're doing more of like kind of getting together, trying like more practice than anything to kind of fine tune everything before going out and really doing it. And so it was kind of used us as a practice / show, see how it goes. We had just over 50 some people here, which I bad number for something that we didn't, advertise a ton for. I know that a lot of people know Bob Beardsley and they came because of that. But a lot of families, a lot of kids, the kids absolutely ate it up. It was really cute to watch them like just enjoy the show. So
Where are we at on the fundraising as far as the park?
a work in progress. I think that we talked once we get this final, like, I guess, demo, like 3D of what this pavilion's gonna look like, that'll be to go out and have a target that we need to hit. Because right now, it's just, if it was gonna be 500,000, we had those monies. It's not going to be 500,000, so it'll give us a target that we have to hit. It's hard in this area. I was just talking to Connor, who's working on doing fundraising for the signs in Kelly Oaks as a part of his Boy Scout project. And he's just saying, like, restaurants, everyone is shooting them down, like they're not accepting, to go to Culver's and do a fundraiser, or Texas Roadhouse and do the fundraisers. That's been typical. He's been shut down for a lot of them. Yeah, so I don't know what it is or whatever, but he's struggling. And so same. I mean, I've heard it from a couple people. I think we have one person that's going to be memorial bench. So I think like some of that stuff and fine tuning some of that is what my plan is for the next parks meeting, that I think we can really sell it once we get for sure the bench that we're going with, so that we can put it out there, 5 locations, and sell some of that stuff. But for the pavilion itself, it's, like I said, work in progress. Nothing.
Anything else for Stacy? Thank you. Chief, you're up.
Hey, you guys got my report. One thing I want to stress to you guys with the speeds, you guys got the speeds now. I think they're looking great if you look at it. One thing nice about the mobile speed trailer that we just got in the last year, we're moving it to street off side streets. So like I moved it over by Marcy. Complaints that, cars are going fairly quick on there, and the numbers are coming back without officers having to sit on certain side streets, that these numbers are coming back and they're under and, they're within the speeds. The average speed is very good. Right now, currently I have it on Cassandra Drive. No, I didn't have any complaints. I'm just gonna put it on side streets and just, see what the averages are. And then I'll move just kind of around. Royal Oaks Drive will probably next, and probably Jalissa. We've had complaints on those streets. Didn't get any lately, but I'll be moving them over and those just to get speed, just to see how it's doing in certain areas. But it's nice to have that mobile speed trailer that instead of having one, it's permanent all the time. I can move it around. So Cassandra's because the craft kids. The kids. Well, I guess kids. Yeah.
It's nice to see that data about birds. I mean, I just don't, I've been watching it, since the comments were brought up, and I don't feel like we have an unsafe situation out there. There's a lot of times during the day when there's not a lot of activity.
It's more dangerous in this parking
It's-
lot than it is.
Right, it's so well monitored at school
It is.
dismissal
We
and
try
go
to
times, and
monitor
that's the busy
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's monitored, so I don't know.
Well, the other thing is, we didn't really bring this up when she was here, was there are 2
There's 2
crosswalks with
block,
flashing
block,
lights.
block,
Well,
block.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's not just one. And so there, I think, is ample opportunity for a driver to see that, hey, this is a place where I need to slow down.
The big thing is, I put it in the newsletter, it's up to also the parents to educate their kids on how to enter a crosswalk, I think that's a lot of it too. If you see a car coming, wait for the car to go by if it's not gonna stop, We can't, predict what cars are gonna do, what motorists are gonna do. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. So try to teach your kids, educate your kids on
Yeah.
how to use it.
Yeah, and it's not that we're not wanting to be safe, it's
We can't shield from every single risk.
I agree.
I feel like there's really mitigated risk out there, so it's just my comment.
anything else for the chief?
I have a question, Chief. I was speaking with a citizen this week that asked me some questions that I don't think I did a good job sort of relaying the rationale for. And it was about, we've got 5 officers. We're usually staffing 1 or maybe 2, except for peak events. We have 4 squad cars.
Correct.
Why do we have 4? Why do they all have to be fully equipped? The question was, if we need a 3rd or a 4th car, can we just get a plane car that they can patrol in? And I tried to relay, you have computer equipment, there's safety equipment and things, and every car is equipped so the officers that use it can respond quickly. But can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, there's many reasons why we have 4 squads, but like for the equipment side of it. But that becomes under safety and liability. So if we just rode around in a plain car, per se, is what the citizen says, that we don't have our equipment in.
Right.
We would have to go back to the police department or go to another vehicle to get that set equipment in order to respond to an accident. Say, if we needed our medical bag, we didn't have a medical bag, we'd have to go get the medical bag, then go. It just seconds take, minutes take, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
So we have to have our equipment, and it just comes down to safety. It comes down to liability issues, too. It protects citizens as well as us, to have the equipment we need. It's basically standard equipment for a squad car.
Yeah, we're not out of line with what.
We
other
are not out of
departments and
line on
things are
anything.
doing.
It's just all standard equipment, what every other squad car in America has.
So how do you respond to why we don't share cars if we're not staffing multiple officers?
Yeah, so what I can say as for why we have four, there's many reasons why we do, but you know, we have many events coming up. We have, you know, runs, we have, parades, there's more and more events with the community growing. That's one thing. Another thing could be, you know, if one of our guys takes a car to training, that car is gone for that amount of time for training. The other reason, that's a small reason, you know, but another reason, you have mileage. So we try to keep the mileage down by having the vehicles we had. Because you remember when I said that, you know, we wanted to keep that squad truck, it keeps the miles down off the other vehicles. Right now, our rotation is a 3 to 4 year rotation, which means we would keep these cars for 8 to 12 years per se at a
Every
time.
3 to 4 years, we
Right,
retire
we had
one.
that one lapse because the one got totaled. But more than likely, we keep these cars for 8 to 12 years per se of how that, you know, because by the time one goes out, it's another, you know, every 4 years, 3 to 4 years, we get a new car.
Okay.
It keeps mileage down, it keeps the wear and tear down. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for it. It's more or less for that, you know, so officers aren't racking up a ton of miles when we're trading them in. You know, are we gonna have a lot of wear and tear? Are we, you know, are we gonna have 200,000 or plus on these cars when we'll get more traded value also.
I appreciate the response, and I just thought it was probably good to bring it up because some people are chatting, so let's, you know, let's
They have
bring
any
it out there
questions, have them
transparently.
contact me anytime. I can show them.
Why we're doing what we're
Tell them what
doing.
we do, why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't realize what we do, why we do it, so.
I think it's a great opportunity for a newsletter article.
I was thinking the same thing.
Should probably do a little education. We spend a lot on public safety. I know it's coming back in the, you know, community heart and soul stuff. That's one of the things that people are seeing, that they're saying they're liking.
Yeah.
But
I think
a
that's
lot of money
great
does go
too.
into the area,
Yeah.
so it was a good question. I told him it was a good question. I'd bring it forward.
And we are trying to monitor how we use our cars now. We're, you know, on how much mileage, how much time. We try to shut them off now. You know, like, we're not trying to, you know, burn time on them. You know, we want them to last longer.
Extend the life.
We do. We have to extend the life on them.
Good. Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Chief. Dean, you are up.
Gotcha. Definitely getting, 'tis the season, getting busy. Sounds like it's gonna get busier, but any questions on anything of the, items on our report?
I just saw that we pulled the Redbird lift station 7 times for cleaning.
That is correct.
That's not normal.
That is not normal. We were noticing in the past a lot of feminine items. Now it's becoming wet wipes or something of that sort.
That's just that neighborhood though, right?
Correct, that's 3
Do
houses.
a door hanger or something.
We've
Maybe we need to
notified,
educate. Yeah,
we've notified all the homeowners there.
okay.
It's still going on, so I don't know what more it's gonna take. But, and quite honestly, at this point in time, I'm hesitant to whether the new pumps will even
Right.
prevent that from happening. So,
And I know we speculated we might have a problem like that when we have a park. I mean, it's
absolutely,
much harder to govern what people are throwing in there.
for sure. Yeah, and I believe it was 2 Fridays ago when I came in, you know, noticed a lot of debris that was floating. Some feminine products and stuff like that were floating. And was another one of the reasons when, you know, when I was, you know, considering the vac was one of the reasons, you know, we'll get them floaties, get them solids off of there. So, just the other night last night actually, we had an issue with Piasta Acres where we had to call in the vac truck to get the solids, the grease, the fats are building up so bad. Not sure why, if they changed their cooking habits or, you know, where that's coming from. But,
They don't cook there. They don't cook here.
they don't cook at
Bring it
Seaton.
in.
Oh, it's I don't know.
I don't know if they do. I don't know. I mean, we're just noticing a lot more buildup. So,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, lift station definitely maintenance issues.
that just got a regular pump? Or did it got a grinder pump on that lift station?
Which one?
Redbird.
Redbird?
Yeah.
I mean, they're grinder pumps, but they're, smaller volume grinder pumps. But what happens, those wet wipes, they don't break down at all and they get up in there and they just lock.
So do diapers, so do
Sure,
bath
sure.
mats, so
Yeah,
do
we haven't-
fireball bottles.
Underwear.
Fireball. Theoretically.
I like how the fireball bottles lead to the
That's
underwear,
a-
I don't know.
That lead to the diapers.
Haven't noticed any diapers yet. Thankfully. Hope it doesn't come to that, but yeah, definitely more and more products that are being flushed that do not dissolve and
Really
make
good
it through
suggestion.
those pumps.
What do you do?
How do you keep that from happening?
I mean, I've tossed it around in ways that we could possibly create a basket in there to try to catch that stuff, like some of the bigger lift stations, but it's not a concrete station, it's fiberglass, so we'd have to bolt all the way through it.
Oh my God.
It's just it's a head scratcher.
It's unfortunately,
come
it's
up
just
with
one
it.
of those things that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't come up with a good solution yet, and like I say, I'm at this point, I'm actually questioning whether the new pumps are gonna be successful or not. I do want to reach out to our low bidder on the pumps and actually quiz them to whether, this is something that they could guarantee that they would chew them up.
at least,
To make it justifiable too.
at least have something going forward that maybe there's a reason to go one way or another.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Otherwise, the only other solution I can come up with, like I say, in the near future is possibly changing that lift station out to a concrete one where we can create a basket in there to catch some of those solids.
Bids on mowing,
Next Friday,
remember what the date was.
and then we'll have that back to you the 22nd with a recommendation.
I had another conversation with somebody about contract mowing, and this is probably for Stacy, you guys both, but they were shocked when they saw what we were gonna spend on contract mowing. I explained that we were down a public works employee and that person did a lot of that stuff, but they raised a question about our plan to mow the entirety of Kelly Oaks Park, like if we had considered just mowing parts of it or trails through it and let it grow. And can you guys speak to what kind of the thought process was on the plan and why we need the contract mowing proposal that we have to the best of your ability?
So for Kelly Oak in particular, I mean, absolutely, for one thing, we have to get a decent establishment of grass out there. And the only way we're gonna do that is to
Okay.
mow it.
To start
Weekly, bi-weekly, whatever it may be. If we let the weeds get ahead of the good vegetation, we'll never get that established. We're constantly gonna have erosion out there. We yet have to get the grass established for the trail system. That was
Yes.
freshly seeded last fall. Beyond that, we have still the disc golf that have to be constructed, so there'll be some tear up within that too, and the layout and the design.
For sure, we'd mow where the disc golf is.
Yeah, I mean,
Fairways and whatever.
Absolutely. I mean, we have had conversation with Brian
I don't know his last name, but from Dubuque
from
Conservation.
the Butte County Conservation Office.
Present, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's, sorry, no, jump in.
No, that's
But that's a long-term goal. So I think that once everything is established, get all of that completed, that is the when we talked to him initially, when I brought him out and we had conversations, it was to bring it back to what it used to be, which was prairies and that kind of stuff. So to have wild grass, to have whatever. Unfortunately, we just can't do any of that without knowing some of the layout yet. So to start it, it's a multi-year process. So year one looks rough, year two, it starts to be a little better, year three, it actually looks pretty like wild grass and whatever. So it takes many years, but
Yep.
to start that before we know where all the holes are gonna be, where whatever, it's just.
Makes
no way
sense.
to-
Yeah, so it's a multi-year plan. It's a
Correct.
long-term strategy.
Correct.
And put as much of it into natural as we can in the long term, but we're doing all the construction on it. We want to preserve it.
And prior to this,
Way.
prior to just doing weekly or bi-weekly maintenance out there as far as mowing or whatever it may be, the complaint was the amount of poison ivy that was growing out there. We have that under control and we want to keep that under control. And, throughout management and maintenance with that, I think we possibly, we definitely can. We want to minimize the amount of spraying that we do out there because we're killing all the good saplings or whatever it may be. So, you know, I think grass mowing or lawn mowing is probably our best alternative.
Makes sense for now.
Mhm.
Good. No, I appreciate the work you guys put into the
It's probably a
plan.
little shock to a homeowner who doesn't know how much it costs or how much
Yeah.
time it takes.
Yeah, it is.
It just looks like a big number.
Yeah.
All you're doing is
Probably
cutting
just
grass.
What are we
Portion of
doing?
that.
Yeah, I'll cut the grass for.
Okay.
Okay. No, I didn't say-
We are recording.
I didn't, I was late.
You step up.
Brian Schatz, you will cut the grass? That's amazing.
I think it's- I only have a push mower. That'd take me a long time. That would take me a long time. I'm only doing holes 1, 2, and 3, and hole
No.
1's not there right now.
That's not part of the bid.
You'd be done just to start over again, yeah.
I think I appreciate you guys
Yeah.
helping answer that, just because I think it's good for people. And we're not overstaffed in public works, and I mean, we had a public works employee doing a lot of this, so I felt like that was part of the answer, but I knew you guys had more of them.
I think that would be a great newsletter article.
Another one, let's do some education. There are people out there chattering about it, so we might as well explain what we're doing.
Did you know?
Yes. I do know.
Thanks, Dean, Stacy, thank you.
I mean, beyond that, are they concerned about hiring the mowing out and why it's being done, or?
That wasn't particularly
I think
asked,
that's
it was
right,
like,
sticker shock.
It's just the
The
sticks.
dollar
it's a big
amount.
number, and we're mowing the whole park, and
Well, you know, and the education component of that is, this is what an employee cost.
yes.
This is what two employees.
I did
cost.
answer, like, the cost of
Yes.
employee plus benefits, and we're down that, and we're trying to hold that line.
Just more.
Well, yeah, but you don't have taxes
Yeah.
and benefits and all that. That would cost you
A piece of this is a price of progress, to actually have a park, and we want to invest in that, those kinds of things, so
Yeah, for sure.
it's all right.
Great question.
And I thank them when they ask questions, I think it's good, people are engaged, so.
Else?
No.
Anything else, sir, Dean? All right, thanks, Dean. And that said that, we do not have anything from, Steve this evening, so. I don't have a lot. I appreciate Justin and Brian being able to make the, coffee and conversation. We had a small turnout, but I thought went really well. Some great discussions. Great questions were asked and
Good ideas.
and I really felt like there was, an exchange of ideas that, it's like, oh, there's kind of some aha moments for them and some aha moments for us. So, I look forward to having these in the future and, maybe a little more well attended. Stacy, thank you for the setup. It was
Great.
it was fantastic and there's already discussions about maybe adding a little bit to that too for the next one. Maybe having a few more small tables to break off for discussions and stuff. So I thought overall, couldn't ask for anything better outside of having more people. But I thought it went really well, so. That's all I have. We move on to administration, where I need a motion to open the public hearing. That? You need a
Yes,
motion?
please.
Okay. I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll second. Brian, I.
Thanks, guy.
Justin, I.
Good night.
Jeff, I.
Public hearing is open. Anybody online at this point?
No.
Give it a minute or two here, just in case somebody's popping on. It's important enough to wait.
And I will add, I've not received any phone calls, any emails. Nobody stopped me at Fairway or Quick Stop or Ace Hardware.
You're just gonna list all the businesses in town?
Anywhere you were.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you guys though again for the hard work putting this together for us. I know it's not easy. I know it's a long process. And I believe next week you start on next year's budget? is
No,
that-
we're gonna wait till September.
Yes. I'm still learning.
Actually, that's ready.
Actually, yeah.
Well,
actually.
yeah, I had sent that out in my weekly summary, so you have that already. So yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
All right, gonna go ahead and look for a motion to close the public hearing for fiscal year 26 budget.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for the fiscal 26 budget.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Thanks, yeah.
Justin, I.
John.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. Now entertain a Motion to adopt the resolution for the fiscal year 2026 budget.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution adopting the fiscal 26 budget.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. Next up, resolution to approve entering into a roadway improvement 2080 agreement between Dubuque County, City of Piasta, for Piasta Street from the tracks out.
This is a formality just to pass to get back to Dubuque County. It's for the mill and overlay on Piasta Street. Just as a reminder, and it's captured on the recording, there will be a lead traffic car that will be down to one lane. So that person will have nothing to do all day, but guide traffic back
Traffic will keep.
You interested?
He's gonna be mowing.
I'm busy mowing. I'll be in Kelly Oaks all summer. Cause you can find me there.
I'll bring you some lemonade.
Please do. Send the kids over from the corner here. The numbers came back as what we expected, right, in
Yes.
terms of our cost share?
Yep.
Yep.
I have not heard anything back yet on the grant that I had written for the RCTP for the handicap accessibility. I'm hoping by the end of the month, I'll hear something back on that. That'll be an additional 25,000.
That go against our costs or that would go against the broader project?
No, it'll go against our
Yeah, our
cost.
portion.
Right, yeah, so we'll be in good shape.
What's the timeline? I didn't see a.
I think they're letting later this month and it'll be a summer project, if not a late summer project. It's all dependent upon how fast it gets through Dubuque County, their letting system and the award system.
This year, this summer.
Yes, it'll definitely happen this year.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution to approve entering into the roadway improvement 2080 between the city of Piasta and Dubuque County.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. Next up, resolution approving Germain Electric proposal dated April 4th, 2025 for all labor and materials for the lamp replacement, replace fixtures project.
Anybody has any questions? This was discussed at our work session and Stacy's here to fill in the blanks.
One thing I will add is, I had him obviously redo it, because it kind of was a combination of the two. He did make it very clear that, both Alliant as well as the cost of this project is slated to go up very soon with tariffs and whatnot. Alliant is pulling back on some of their grants, so the time is now, essentially was the email I got after they sent this, so not to nudge in the right direction, but just
But
as a clear
yeah, you want-
FYI, yeah, so.
Make a motion to approve the resolution approving Germain Electric replace lamp fixtures.
I'll second. Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. Next up, resolution approving the East Iowa construction proposal dated March 25th, 2025 for all labor and materials for the batting cage pad project.
Again, this was another that was discussed at the work session, so if you have any questions, let us know.
I'll make a motion, approving the resolution for East Iowa construction proposal for the batting cage pad project.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. Next up, we have a resolution scheduling public hearing to amend the zoning code of ordinance in the city of Piasta, Iowa. Recommend setting the public hearing for April 22nd.
Make a recommendation, approve resolution scheduling public hearing for April 22nd.
Let's get this done. Let's get this done.
Really pushing that one out.
I'll second.
Wow.
This is really going well.
Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, I.
I'll say that the motion carried,
Yes.
I guess, with all that,
Thanks.
subject to, no. Next up, ordinance amending, Title 11 Business Regulation, Chapter 115, Gas and Electric Franchise Fee second reading. And I know there was an article in our newsletter again, this week. There was also a handout at the Coffee and Conversation that, addressed this as well.
We know how long Macocata Valley is contracted where this doesn't apply to them.
Yes, till
That's-
2039.
That's been chatter. There's been chatter on that. So we're
it-
treating different parts of Piasta
Sure,
differently.
sure. And that's, it's extended out to 2039 with Macocata Valley only. And that was an agreement that was crafted years ago.
That's an agreement between the city and Macocata
Mm-hmm.
Valley. It's kind of in perpetuity or something.
Well,
Or
it's that
2039.
length, yeah, to
To
2039.
me, that's perpetuity.
That's not, that's not,
2039.
that Lexi will be mayor.
I don't know, we could challenge it. I mean, I could,
No, it just.
you know, it's something that, you know, you're gonna have to get Doug involved. To see if they want
There's not
to.
enough dollars attached to it where that would probably work.
There's
worth
so-
the legal
yeah.
expense, but
The amount of customers that are on Macocata Valley are minute in comparison to what we have for Alliant and for what we have for Black Hills.
Well, I got the
think that's
numbers and I got somebody on my shoulder talking to me.
an angel on your shoulder.
It's almost 50-50. Alliant says they have 486 accounts in the city that currently pay 1%. 486 is broken down by class, 419 residential, 52 commercial, 50 residential. MVEC responded and said they have 435.
More like 45, 55.
How many?
435,
435.
all city limits.
All residential.
Just, yeah.
Well,
And those are all.
435 Macocata Valley should be all residential unless
It is.
Thunder Valley
I
does.
don't know how the apartments take place as far as their billing, but a lot of the apartments would be under Macocata.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's a lot of households, but I'm assuming Macocata Valley
Let's run those numbers up.
Products, right? Joel's would
could
be.
be,
Alliant.
No, Joel would be, I believe.
I think he's
Macocata Valley.
Macocata
Probably not,
Valley too.
Because we're
They used to
Macocata
have like
Valley.
lines through the city where it's.
Right, right.
No.
So anything that
Harper,
develops on Collins property, that will also be Macocata Valley. Because all that 144 acres.
This way.
Yeah.
So we will be.
so Macocata
Macocata
Valley
Valley
could also be
take
south of
over.
would be south of the highway too, right? So Bard.
I believe that's a line.
That's Alliant,
I believe that's a line.
yeah.
Yeah, cause there's one.
But we were looking at that other project with Alliant, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. But all of Conlon's property and all of Phil Mikalakis's property will be on Macocata Valley, all that 144 acres. of
So we're
commercial.
really closer to 50-50
Looking at it.
with Macocata Valley.
We can take a look, I mean, if you want to give me
More towards
We've
Macocata
got
Valley.
all this future growth going into it. I mean,
I just need your permission to,
Say that, Justin.
Pursue it.
I didn't hear what
So
you
when that
said.
agreement was done, they would have had little to nothing,
Now they're half.
and now they're at half.
I mean, if all this future growth that
That would
way
be
is gonna
over.
be on it, I think it's something to look into. Amending that agreement.
Do we want to do that now? Is that the
I
thought
think,
process?
I would.
Yeah,
I think
Look at that now.
Let's yeah, let's go down.
We're
that
so
road.
close and we're affecting people so differently. It's worth it.
I mean, 50-50 is pretty,
Yeah,
I agree.
very significant.
We're gonna do it
And
across
I'm
the board.
surprised at that.
and if
number,
it's,
but
I mean, I know
Yeah.
that apartments is pushing that
Should
up
be.
currently, but the growth over there is gonna continue to go
Correct,
valley.
yeah.
right, especially with that 144 acres that's going to develop out.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be a large utility
I agree
consumer.
100%.
With,
Time to ask.
with that in mind, do we want to take no action tonight on this second reading?
We can still go ahead and pass this and I can, because it's going to take months to get through this.
Right?
I agree.
And I also want to start to look at IMON as well. IMON Communications, because they're not involved in this. So that's something else we could take a look at moving forward. It's not that, we're saying we're going to do it, but it's certainly worth
Mhm. I guess my thought is we should just be trying to treat the utilities consistently. And since that's kind of an out of balance arrangement, we should look at it.
Yeah, that's a significant.
I know that
And
we're talking with Black,
Rate
talking with Black Hills,
lower than one.
they kind of had a timeline of when we needed to get everything done for them.
Yeah.
To get it to happen for July 1, so I would.
And this
I
is
would
going
say
to affect
continue, you know.
our revenue that we
Mhm.
are looking at,
I want-
fund roads.
I want to move forward.
So I would recommend that we,
Continue,
Yeah.
yeah.
we continue down this road and then we start looking at,
I'd like to see us look at.
that's my recommendation.
Okay,
Because it will affect us with the revenue that we need.
right.
You ready for a motion?
I am ready to entertain a motion.
We'll
If
make a
there's no
motion to
further
approve,
discussion.
make a motion to approve the ordinance amending Title 11 Business Regulations, Gas and Electric Franchise Fee, second reading.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Lexi, no.
Justin, I.
John, no.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. At this time, I will open it up for citizen comment concerning anything they'd like to discuss with the council. I will ask my question again. Mercy, is there anyone online?
No, sir.
All right.
One other thing, Mayor.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I did talk to the contractor to verify, so we had answers for tonight, on the start date over there, and it will be Monday, the 14th. I believe next Monday is the 14th.
For Juliana.
So Juliana will close down on Monday, the 14th.
Okay.
I asked him to reach out to Western Butte School District, considering they would have to change their route to go up to Thunder Valley. I will notify the fire department and
Mike's notified now.
Mike's.
We can put some on Facebook that needs to.
Yep.
And we can do the same.
We have a sense on.
Is there a timeline
Oh, I would say a good portion of the summer.
that'll be?
Then this summer.
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
throughout, the summer and fall.
Okay.
Be down for a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
So we'll have that closed. We'll have Piazza Street kind of slow down for a little while.
Kind of our
It's beautiful.
MO these.
Price of project.
Because it's progress.
Yeah.
We are developing the city, so
Thank you for the update, Dean.
I asked them to get signs out by Friday at latest, set off to the side so that, residents were warned.
I will need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
You want a free ride?